Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. First of all, I want to introduce myself. I know that a lot of you already know me from my social media channels, but as this is a new opening for me, I want to introduce myself. So my name is Monica Bivas. I am an IVF mentor and coach, and I'm gonna open my channel with a video of who I am, what was the reason that took me to where I am, and what I choose to do in the shortest way possible. So I am from Colombia. I am born in the capital of that South American country. I married my husband, whom is Israeli. I married him actually, it's going to be also 18 years ago. I have a beautiful stepdaughter. She's already a woman. She's going to be 19 years old. We have two beautiful IVF miracle girls. One is going to be 15 and the other one just turned 7. So I come from a very fertile family, especially from my mom's side. My grandparents, my mother's parents, they both have 18 kids. They were 18 kids, both from the same mom and dad. So they were 9 girls and 9 boys. My cousins and my sisters and everyone in that family basically got pregnant in the blow of a kiss. I was not into being a mother, and not because I didn't like children. It's just because, the world was upside down. When I got married and I moved here to the States and I met my husband's daughter, she was actually 1 year and 8 months when I met her. I kind of woke up that little thing in my heart. It was very hard for me to see her going away every other weekend or every day, every other Wednesday when he needed to pick her up. So I said to myself, you know what, I want children, and he wanted more children too. So we started to try, and I thought that I'm going to get pregnant like this, in the blow of a kiss. All my family from my mom's side, they get pregnant, like I said, with the blow of a kiss. So I'm not going to be the exception. Well, so then the story started. After almost 6 months trying, I start to get worried because I was expecting to get pregnant very fast. I went to the doctor, to the gynecologist, and he told me that it's normal, sometimes stress and all of that. Most couples try for a year, so to continue trying. So we tried for another about 3-4 months more. I got a little anxious and desperate, and I went back to him and told him, it's almost a year, nothing is happening. So he put me on Clomid, and he said that it's for sure it's going to happen. He don't see anything that is unhealthy on me and whatever. And I might even have the surprise to get pregnant from twins. Nothing happened. Year passed. So then we went and we started with all the tests, blood, hormones, and da. They didn't find anything. So eventually they ordered an HSG on me. And then it was found out that I had my both fallopian tubes due to a stage 4 endometriosis. So we tried laparoscopy, didn't work, and then eventually my only option was in vitro fertilization. So it was devastating for me because I couldn't believe I basically took motherhood for granted, or just getting pregnant naturally for granted. And that was really, really difficult for me. First of all, because I didn't know nothing about it. My husband too, his ex-wife got pregnant naturally and he had Daniela. And it was devastating, especially when I started to went into Google and read about everything, because that's the kind of things we do when we don't know nothing about something. It's crazy. So I start to overwhelm my brain, and I got more fed up and more anxious and more depressed and start to cry and all of that. It was like I saw in my mind that I'm not going to get pregnant. It's not going to be easy. So my husband was a big support, and he said, listen, you need to understand that at least there is a way. We're going to try it. We're going to walk this together. So we went and did our first in vitro fertilization with a very wonderful doctor. He was a little bit disorganized, but very, very smart and very kind. His approach was beautiful. He was very optimistic, and from the beginning, he was assuring me, like he knew that it's going to work. And that gave me kind of a little faith into that, but still it was overwhelming. The injections, the hormones up and down, and my main focus was baby, baby, baby. I forgot the world exists. I forgot about so many things because you are so focused on wanting that because you have this fertility issue that nothing else exists. Fortunately for us, our first IVF was successful and is today my almost 15-year-old daughter Elia. When Elia was about 4 years, we went to try again with a doctor, and we took it basically for granted. It's going to work like it did the first time, and it didn't. then is here where we start our struggle and our journey. Unfortunately, due to an exchange of files with another patient, they gave me the wrong dose medication. I guess it happens the same to her. And I got the wrong dose, and I got OHSS. So my ovaries went balloony. It was frustrating, that you are starting a new cycle, you are super positive, and suddenly these kind of mistakes happen. The frustration of having to do that, and then adding on that the cancellation of the cycle, terrible. So the clinic and the doctor were very responsible, and he said that he assumed that responsibility, and as soon as I clean up my body and my ovaries go back to normal, he's going to take care of another cycle with no charge, and also whatever medicine I use up to that point, he's going to give it to us. He kept his word. We jump after all the things got back to normal in my body, and we did our third in vitro with him, and started, well, of course, with ups and downs, because it's very stressful, especially the 2-week wait. And I got pregnant. We did actually, that this is a part of the story that I like to share because it's beautiful what happened. We actually wanted to have a baby boy. So they did testing for the gender. And from 19 eggs that they retrieved from me, all they went through fertilization, and about 5 came into blastocyst, and they sent them to do the gender test. From that 5, 3 were very good embryos that came as males, and 2 females. One of them, our doctor and the embryologist and all the team told us that it has some chromosomic issue that it will not attach. So then I said, okay, so transfer the 3 males. So then my husband says, no, let's transfer 4 of them, the 3 males and the girls. So I'm like, but with the 1 girl. So he said, no, we transfer everything. And then the doctor says, the 3 males are very strong embryos. This female is a little behind, she's not developing so fast. I don't think she's going to make it. We did that, passed 2-week waits. We went, I got pregnant. Of course, during the pregnancy, until, you feel that you need to pass that safe time of the first trimester, I was very anxious. I bleed because in all my in vitros, I bled, on and off. So it's like you're going to the bathroom, and the first thing you're going to think is like, oh, please, God, when I will wipe, I hope that this is I'm not going to look and it's going to be spots. It always happens to me. So it was frustrating. It was stressful. But eventually we passed our first trimester. We did all the tests related to my age, because in that time I was 37. Everything was going okay. I did the amniocentesis because, again, for my age, it was kind of required. It was up to me to do it or not, but I wanted to make sure that everything with the baby was good. So we did the amniocentesis, and during the amniocentesis, we knew, because the gender in that exam, that it was a baby girl. So she basically kicked the butt of the 3 male embryos. My pregnancy was a little heavy emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Also in my marriage was a lot of ups and downs, because the treatment itself brings a lot. So I think that the pregnancy was a little, from me, maybe not the best. And unfortunately, this third cycle and pregnancy ended up in stillbirth at 39 weeks of my daughter, Isabel. That was devastating. That was like the worst hit that I could have received as a mother and as a woman. It was terrible. And I don't wish this to anyone. So it's a very, very hurtful thing that could happen. And it's also something that can teach us a lot. I cried. I was very depressed. I didn't want to continue my life. My thoughts were very dark. So it was devastating, but this taught me a lot. And this is also an inspiration for actually a book that I am on the works now writing about specifically that, and helped me so much to build strength and faith and love for the world, for me, and learned very much. So that was my third IVF. And because of the devastation of my loss, I basically wanted to cover that emptiness. So I spoke with my husband and I told him, you know what, I want a baby, we need to do another in vitro. And it was devastating for him too, because each of us grieve in different ways. That's another story that I'm going to come up in another video when it comes to, how to handle relationship with your partner when you are going through an IVF cycle or any medical treatment. So I basically didn't wait even 2 months, probably wait maybe 2 months. And eventually I convinced him. I decided that I'm not going to go with the same doctor, not because of him, it's just because I wanted something new. My husband spoke with our previous doctor and he gave us another amazing doctor that he recommended. We went there and he told me, you are too fresh, you need to wait, emotionally you are very devastated. I don't suggest you to go on with that. I didn't care. I just drilled the brain of the doctor, drilled the brain of my husband, convinced them, and we jumped into our fourth cycle. The fourth cycle started okay. I still was, kind of crazy cuckoo with my loss, and I got pregnant. But unfortunately, because of my emotional mess in my brain, my physical, everything was all upside down, and my body still was not clean from even my last pregnancy. I was still basically with milk in my breast. So end up in a miscarriage at 7 weeks. And then with all of this, my marriage started to crumble too. And my husband and I, we almost got divorced. So we got to a point that we needed to stop, either to say, okay, this is over and we're going to get divorced and each of us go their way and we just co-parent our daughter, or let's ask ourselves if there is love still between us. So we didn't decide that we love each other. We knew that we love each other and we said, that's it. We need to stop thinking about babies. We have already a daughter. We need to heal the loss of our baby and we need to work on ourselves. And that's what we did. And we took a year to work on our relationship, to bond with our daughter, to bond with my stepdaughter, and to rebuild our relationship. And then we said, if this is going to work, if we are building something really from pure love, then we look on the chance to maybe have another child. And that's how we did. After a year, we decided that we're going to give it a try, another in vitro. And whatever is going to happen is going to happen. If I get pregnant, we get and have our baby. But if I don't, so we're going to stay the way it is. We already have a child. And that's how we're going to handle it. And we're going to walk this path that way. We went on to do our fifth cycle. And this is when I start to kind of wake up and realize that the only way to make anything better and easier is to start to work on mindfulness, on emotion, on shifting our thoughts, but not by denying our negativity, by accepting it, by acknowledge when we are sad, when we are anxious, when we are all of that, and then let it go, feel it, but open again our hearts to a new beginning. So that's what we did. And then my Maya, whom is now 7 years old, born. And when she born, I truly felt when she was put into my arms from my husband, because he was the one that first saw her, first everything. He put it on my arms and I hugged this little baby. I felt so strongly that it was the same soul of my daughter Isabel in a different body. And I felt new, and I felt that she came back to me. That is something that I believe about our spirit babies. That's another part that it comes to fertility, and I have fellow friends and coaches that handle that. And it was completely what I needed to heal that pain. Doesn't mean I forgot my Isabel. She is there. It's a scar, but it heals me because I felt that she came back to me in the right time. So that's my Maya. And basically, all of this journey that I went through is what inspired me to choose what I am doing today, which is being an IVF mentor and coach. Nothing to do with what I study in the university. And I love what I do. I actually even got inspired to write a book that is a very strong, beautiful guide for any couple and woman that is going to start or is during a cycle of IVF. And it calls the IVF Planner. I feel very proud of all the things that my journey, my pain, my happiness, my everything during this journey have taken me to where I am now. And I am, as I said, in the works on a book about stillbirth and how to handle these kind of situations and telling my story. And I am also working on my Color Your Fertility series books. And I just coach also one-on-one. I have my Instagram and I have my Facebook group, and I love absolutely what I do. I truly love it. It's not only my little business as a women entrepreneur, but it's also what I love. So basically, that's how I got where I am now. I am still married with my amazing husband. I love him. I love my children. And don't get me wrong, I have my moments of anxiety. I have my, flaws. I am vulnerable, and I am actually lately I have a lot of anxiety, and my mental health sometimes is a little crazy because of what is going on now in the world with all of this pandemic, with all the upside down, with so much hate all over and all of that. And it's really a test to all of us. So don't get me wrong in thinking that maybe because I am a coach, my life seems perfect, because it doesn't. It is not perfect. All coaches like me, no matter if we are life coaches, fertility coaches, whatever, teenage coaches, we all need coach too. We all need to somehow help from someone or from another coach to open things that we cannot handle. We need that hug. We need that that company. We need love, and love is what is eventually going to fix this world. Welcome to my channel. This is my story, and this is how I wanted to open my YouTube channel. I will be sharing with you a lot of wonderful resources. I'm going to try to have at least 1 or 2 videos a week, sharing my stories, sharing my book, sharing tips. I'm going to jump here also, and you're going to have some videos that I am doing with other fertility fellow coaches. I have partnered with CNY, and I have partnered with Fertility in Spain, and I also partner with my IVF answers. So we're going to have here in my channel not only my personal videos, but you're also going to have videos with some webinars, tips on how to handle the 2-week wait, on how to handle your IVF cycle, on egg donation, all the subjects that have to do with fertility, in vitro, and coaching. So I truly appreciate that you took a little bit of your time to see this video, and I hope you comment below. Let me know what you want to know. Let me know if you want to contact me. I offer discovery calls. Definitely, I just want you to subscribe and comment, ask. I personally will take care of the answers. So welcome again, and I hope to see you often, to hear your questions, to read your comments. Have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon, and sending so much love and light to everyone. Goodbye.